new concept like JSP API. Okay, so guys, do you have any idea about this JSP API? Anyone like gather some information about JSP API? No. Okay, fine, cool. So now in this session, let us discuss what is this JSP. Okay, so yeah, today we are going to learn with JSP. So basically, this JSP is an API of Java Enterprise Edition, which accepts the request and generates dynamic response. Okay, so similarly, servlet. So servlet is also an API which accepts the request and generates the dynamic response, right? So here also, so JSP is also an API for Java Enterprise Edition, which accepts the request and generate the response for the user with res- yeah, so now with respect to the functionalities, okay, so both servlets and JSPs are one and the same. Okay, so because JSP get translated into a servlet at runtime. Okay, so we will see that like how it is, like how the JSP files will be translated into servlet, we will understand. But just have an idea that okay, so JSP is nothing but like Java server pages. It is an API was introduced in the concept of like Java Enterprise Edition, with which accepts the request and generates the response, dynamic response based on the user given request. Okay, so in functional both servlets and JSPs are one. Okay, so they will be working like similar only. Okay, so what are the servlets we have learned? So that is the reason I said like if you know servlet concept easily, then JSP will be easy to understand, right? So functionality, both servlets and JSP are only both are one. Okay, so both are same only. So because JSP get translated, okay, so JSP files will be translated to a servlets file, and then the execution will takes place. Okay, so JSP. So now like why we need to come or why we need to use the JSP files instead of servlets? Okay, so JSP separates business logic from presentation logic. However, these two are tightly coupled in case of servlet. Okay, so while like okay, so in the previous session, while creating the display servlet, have you seen that while creating the display servlet to display okay, so the user information which are present in my database to display on my browser, I have written inside the servlet. I have written the presentation layer also. Like business logic also it is there in that. Like business logic is nothing but like I'm just fetching the details. Okay, so fetching the details like from the database. I'm just getting the list of users, right? So that was the business logic for my. And then after that, like I have written an HTML tag. Inside that table tag, I have declared, and a rows, multiple rows, I have declared. Okay, so and one is for headers, I have declared. So here in servlets, okay, so both the business logic and presentation logic will be present inside a one servlet. Okay, so inside one servlet only all the information should be present. But in case of JSP, so both will be present in different layer. Okay, so there will be a different layer. So let us understand. Okay, so there will be a different layer. Okay, so business logic layer will be there and presentation layer will be there. So that is the reason. Yeah, it will be easy. Okay, so with this, okay, so with this separation, like separation of business logic layer or presentation layer, okay, so different people can work on different tasks. For example, like web designers can develop the presentation layer. That is nothing but like web designer are nothing but the one who is going to design. Okay, so who is be focusing on the front end. Okay, they can go and just design the presentation logic. And the developer, okay, so the backend developer can develop business logic. Okay, so business logic is nothing but like logic to like writing a Java code to generate the dynamic data using JDBC or a JDBC API or Hibernate API. Okay, or designing the pattern. Okay, so logic. So complete. The thing is like okay, so the business logic will consist of like writing the Java code to interact with the RDBMS application fetch the details based on the user request and perform some operations and all. So that is what we call it as a business logic. And coming to this presentation logic is nothing but like the designing of the front end or designing of the user interface, like where user can see. Okay, so user will see like designing a form which accepts user information, like it may be a register.html file or it may be a login.html file. Okay, so that complete implementation will be taken care by the presentation logic, like that is what we call it as a presentation logic, and complete implementation will be taken care by the web developers, or sorry, web designers. Okay, so web designers will be capable of writing the code for presentation layer. Okay, so now let us understand some information about this JSP, guys. Okay, so yeah, so I think like you need notes. Okay, so I said like JSP. It, okay, so it's an API. Okay, so it's an API of Java Enterprise Edition. Okay, which accepts the request and generates some dynamic response. And so this is the definition of JSP, we can say. Okay, good. So now like so in this JSP, okay, so yeah, in this JSP, so this basically JSP separates it separates business business logic from the presentation logic. So it separates business logic from the presentation logic. Cool. So now let us see like how internally this JSP will work. Okay. So whenever user is going to give a request for this particular JSP file. Okay. Yeah. So here like you can see yeah, so we will see like while providing the implementation, I will show you the file extension will be like that JSP will be there. Okay. So the file extension, sorry guys, so the file extension will be that JSP will be there. Okay, the file extension will be like .jsp will be there. Okay, so whenever first request comes to this JSP, the JSP file will be translated to a servlet, such that like that Java file will be created based on the JSP file, and then it will go for compilation of that servlet. Okay, so the .java file will be compiled, and we are going to receive a .class file, and this dot class file is used to generate the response. Okay, so this dot class file will be used to generate this response, and all these things. Okay, so all these things are done by container. Okay, so whatever the servlet container we have or a web container we have in our web services, that Apache Tomcat will be having a web container, right? So this web container will be capable of doing all these operations. It will happen behind in the sense of runtime. Whenever we are going to run our project, at the time when we are going to receive this dot JSP file. Okay, so this JSP file will be translated to a servlet with an Java, like it, it will be converted into a Java file, dot Java file, and then it will go for a compilation. Okay, so once the compilation is done, we will be receiving the dot class file. Then this, from this dot class file, they will be used. Okay, so they are going to generate the responses. Okay, so what happens whenever when whenever so first request comes to a particular JSP, the first operation will be taken care is like it will translate your AN, translate the JSP sorry, JSP into a reality servlet. Okay, so such that uh, yeah, so such that dot Java file will be created. Dot Java, and then the second step, it will compiles the servlet and get the dot cla as class file. Okay. Third step. Okay, so this dot class file is used. Okay, so this dot class file is used to generate the response. Okay, this will be used to generate the response. And all these steps, okay, so all these things are done by the container. Yeah, all these things done by the container. Give me a second, guys. Okay, so guys, and like now to access. Okay, so now like as like Okay, so we will be having a question like how to access this JSP files. Okay, so in the servlet, like we used to create that configuration and all. Yeah, so here also we can go for the configuration. So instead of that, also we can go instead of configuration, also we can go for directly accessing by the file name. Okay, so what will be the file name that JSP we are going to give? File name for a JSP we are going to give, right? So using that also we can access from the browser, right? So let us just have a simple like implementation and see. Okay, so then we will explain. Okay, so I will explain in detail about the file. Okay, so where we need to write the code inside this JSP file, where Java code will be written and all. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, so tell that JSP part again. That JSP part. Which one, Ra? Manjunath, like you're asking like that JSP part, which one? File creation. Yeah, file creation we will see. Conversion also we will see. Okay, so whenever I will show you conversion also I will show you. Okay. Yeah. So just open my Eclipse and close whatever the thing is there. So I'm just going for creating a new project for this application. Okay, so for JSP for I'm just going to create a new Maven project. Cool. So just click next. Wait until unless all the archetypes will be loaded to your pop-up window. Okay, so just go for searching a application like Apache. Sorry, yeah. So org dot Apache dot Maven. Okay, so if you search org dot Apache dot Maven, at the end we can see we will be having a Maven archetype web app. Sorry, yeah. I hope everyone will know like how to create this Maven project. Cool. Okay, so if you guys having any doubts, you can deal with the. Okay, so org.apache.maven archetype. You can see artifact ID will be something like Maven archetype web app. Select that and then go for next. Yeah, so it is asking for group ID. Okay, so group ID I just mentioned as edu.ty. And now let us mention the artifact ID. Okay, so artifact ID I'm going to give as like my. Okay, so first IRST first JSP app. Okay, so artifact ID I'm just giving my first JSP app. Okay, and just I will change this uppercase to lowercase, the package name. Package name I am going to change to lowercase. That's all. Right. Then click finish. So wait until unless the complete application will be creating. Okay, so it is just taking some time to create the application. I hope everyone created this M11 project. So, guys, everyone created the M11 project. Any issues? Cool. Okay. Now, as we are working with the JSP, okay, so as I'm dealing with the JSP, now I need to add, okay, so I need to add some of the JSP dependency to my project, okay. So let us add that dependency, okay. So let us open the pom.xml, okay. So here you can see I don't have any dependencies, okay. Yeah, yeah, so I have only one dependency, JUnit dependency is there. By default, it will be present. Okay, so now I just changed to 1.7 to 1.8 versions. I am going to change to 1.7 to 1.8, and then I will just go for save. Okay, cool. Now I need to add some dependency, right? So what is the dependency I need to add? So I need to add. So as I'm dealing with the JSP, okay, so Java server pages, okay, so it is an API. As I said, like it is an API. So it's an API. So now I need to just add the JSP API to my project or the dependency. Yeah. So JSP API has to be added. Okay. So as we are dealing with this Maven project, okay. So as we are dealing with this Maven project, so we will go for the Maven repository and search for the JSP. Yeah, Srinivas, yours is done. So in the console, it may be asking for permission. Just give us. How many of you are not done with the project, guys? Uh, Yeah, archetype is like Maven web apps. Maven web app will be the archetype. Here it will be there. So it's so Maven archetype web app. Okay, so the archetype will be like Maven ch archetype web app, and you guys need to select the version. Uh, version must be 1.4. Okay, so check whether you are getting that one or not. I'm not getting this project. Anantaraman, what is the issue? Like, what is the issue you are getting that in your system? Yeah, if it is still loading, just see, guys. Okay, so in your console, okay, so in the console, it may be asking for permission. Just see and give Y or Y yes. Yes, give a permission as yes or Y. So then click enter, automatically that will be created. Name Krishna. Fine, 1.0 if it is showing, also you can go for it, but make sure that like check uh, 1.4 is available or not. If you are using 1.0, that will also work, but sometimes it will end up with some errors. I can clear, don't not an issue, not a big issue. You can create with that also. Make sure your system is connected to internet, guys. Okay, so your system must be connected to internet. Then shall I continue? What about other guys, like those who are having issue in the creation of project? Created, done. Okay, so guys, I will just continue. If guys, if you have any issues, once I will complete this small example, then we can have a talk. Okay. Yeah. So come back to the. So now I will just go for the Maven repository. Okay. So I will just go for the Maven repository. Yeah. Just give a search for Maven repository. Okay. So first one you can see mavenrepository.com. Just open that. Multiple okay, so which we can use, but like now as we are dealing with this JSP, I'm just going to search for JSP. Just give JSP and click on the search icon. So you can see here we can get like Java, X servlet.jsp API, JSP API. Okay, so anything is fine. Okay, so I'll just go with the first one. Both are same, guys. Okay, so what are the things are these three they have listed, right? All these are same, but here you can see last release on 8th 2005, means like in a 2005 they are released this one, and this was released on 2011, and the latest one to in the like 2018 they released this JSP API. Okay, so let us go with the latest one, and then just click on this Java. Okay, so here you can see. Okay, so I'm getting this. The latest one is like as per my is 4 point something was there. Okay, one second, guys. Here also it will be, yeah, same. For that, yeah, first one, I'm just selecting the first one. Okay, and here, so the most used are like 2.2 is there, and 2.1. Okay, so just select this 2.1 and copy this dependency. Okay, and I am sharing this dependency for all of you. Okay, so there is something on like share code share, code or code share, anything. Yeah, code share.pio. Okay, so here just I'm adding the dependency, and same dependency I'm going to paste it under my dependency stack. Okay, so here you can see there is something called as dependencies. Okay, so under this dependencies, I need to add my dependency tag. Okay, then I will go for save. and you guys can access the same dependency from this link. You can, yeah, yeah, I'm just doing it. You can just check the broadcast. The link is present. Copy, use that. Okay, guys, just copy from that page. No one should cut. Okay, just go for Control C, not Control X. Cool. Yeah. So once we added the dependency, just go for right click on the project. Okay. So just one second, update Maven project. Go for Maven update project. Click on this force update. Click OK. So wait until unless updating Maven project is done completely. Okay. Then just give a refresh. Okay. So still this issue is there. Web app JSP file issue will be there. So what is the thing? Let us open. Okay. Okay, just remove that. So automatically that error will be gone. Okay, then refresh. Just go for update Maven project. Click OK. ಯಾಕೆ ಗುರು ಇದು? Okay, so once again, I think like we need to add servlet dependency over here. Okay, so I will add one more dependency, guys. Okay, so guys, yeah, yeah. One second, I will show you. I will show you. I will add one more dependency for my project. Hello, ಇದು Chrome. Okay. Yeah, so we'll add one more dependency that is like servlet dependency also I will be adding here. I just give a search for, yeah, so servlet and search it. Okay, so first one servlet API, I will go for this. So for, yeah, so I'll select the latest one like 4.0.1. That is also using, most of the users are using this one. I'll just go with this and copy. Okay, so and I will add it here also. Okay, so you can copy it and you can paste it in the your dependency. Okay, so under this dependency tag, dependencies. Okay, so I need to add this servlet. Sorry, servlet dependency also. Then go for save. Once the operation is done, just right click on the project. Right click on the project. Go for Maven. Okay, so here you can see option something called as like update project. Select that, click on that force update of snapshots and click OK. Like dependencies has to be pasted under the dependencies tag. You can see I have like, okay, so one dependencies tag is there. Okay, so under this we need to add the dependencies, guys. Srini was like, what 2 JSP link that has been already shared, right? In the broadcast, it is there. You can copy. Okay, so from here you can copy it and you can add to your project. Yeah, that is dependency. Then what do you want? 2 JSP means JSP Maven link. You can unmute and you can ask what is the thing you want. Where? Yeah.
Sir, here there are many Maven repository links. Sir.
Where in the Maven repository?
Yes, for you it is different name, and here it is showing some other name.
Like, oh, I didn't get. So this will be the like dashboard you are going to receive, right?
Yes, sir. Same
Okay.
dashboard, but there is a difference in that usages and that link, sir.
Okay, just copy that. Sorry, search for the JSP. Okay. So here you can see latest released on August 1st, 2018. Select that one. So here you can see. So here I just selected with I think like 2.3. This one, yeah, 2.33. Once again, sorry, 2.1. I have selected means this one. Which one? 2.21. This is. Yeah, select ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. One second. Oh, okay, go back. Yeah, I went with this one, 2.1 version, 9,000 users, sorry, 900 users are there. Just I selected this dependency. Okay, so if you want this one, yeah, ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಹಳೇದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಇದು. So I need to update this. Okay, so just go for Maven update, update the project, click on force update, click OK. So automatically that will be updated. Okay, so once updated, just go for refresh. Okay, so it is having some error. Let us see. Okay, so just click on this web app and go for new JSP file. Okay, so if you are not getting that JSP file, click on others. I think like some tags we need to add here. So that is the reason we are getting that error. Okay, so click on that others or a create file. Okay, so guys, all the JSP file must be present under this web app. Okay, so right click here, go for new. Okay, so go for JSP file. If you're getting JSP file, click on that, else click on other. Just give a search for JSP. Okay, so under the web, you can see there is something like JSP file will be there. Click next. Okay, and I am going to create a JSP file with an name as like uh, my first JSP page. Okay, so or my first JSP. I will give just as like my first JSP. Then click finish. Yeah. So these informations I will just copy it and I will paste inside my index.jsp also so that that error will be removed. Okay, so yeah, clear. Manjunath, like which one we need to add twice? I didn't get. So that JSP, if you add that JSP dependency, that is fine. Okay, so servlet I added like sometimes by adding a servlet also we can remove that error. Okay, so to remove that error only I added, not an issue. Okay, so any like this, sorry, JSP dependencies must be present. Only one JSP dependency is fine. Cool. Now, so okay, so now we will write JSP guys. Okay, so here we will write some implementation. Okay, so here you can see like inside this HTML tag also we can write the Java code. So my Eclipse totally error, still it's loading. Ananta, like what is the issue? I need to check once. Sai Nitin Reddy. So here it is showing. Okay, okay. So let me complete the topic. Okay, so what are the thing? Let us give me an example. So every one of your batchmates will execute. Then I will see, guys, what is the issue. Yeah. So guys, if your project is stuck at 33%, check in the console. Okay. So in the console, you need to check. It will be asking for permission. Give yes. Fine. Okay. So inside this body we can also write the we can also write the Java code, guys. Okay, yeah, so that is the reason we are going to make use of this JSP. Okay, so here, so in the servlet, what is the thing we are going, what is the thing we used to do? So inside that Java code, we are writing the HTML. Okay, so here inside the HTML code, we are writing the Java codes. Okay, to write a Java code, we need to use some tags. Okay, so here we have a tag, something called like this. Okay, so this is a tag which we can use and write our Java code. So everyone just open an arrow. Okay, open the opening tag. Okay, and use a percentage. Okay, so inside this we can write the Java code. Okay, so here Java code to I will write a Java code to generate. Okay, so generate the current date and time. Okay, so I will write a Java code to generate the current date and time. Okay, so I will use a local CAL. Okay, so local date or DAT date equal to new local local date. Okay, sorry, not new local date. Okay, so local date is equal to local date dot now method which will be present inside this. Okay, and now so I need to add one more. Okay, so I need to add one more information here. So what is the thing I need to add? I need to add like where in which package this local date is present. Okay, so in which package this local date is present. Okay, so you can see in my first servlet. Okay, so what are the first servlet we have designed? Yeah, maybe here. So here also my first servlet. Okay, so here also we have provided an implementation for the same thing, local date now. Okay, same thing I'm making in my JSP file. Okay, so same implementation. Okay, so just I want to know in which package that local date is present. Okay, the local date is basically present inside the Java time dot local date. Okay, so just copy this package. Okay, and yeah, so I'm just making use of this package in this session. Okay, so see locl ocl date and time. Okay, so time and local date and time. Okay, cool. And yeah, I need to add one more tag. Okay, so I will explain you guys. Okay, so what is this tag? So sure, oh God, let's go. Cool. Guys, regarding these tags, what are the name for this tag is called? Okay, so everything I will explain you. Just to okay, so for my sake, just use this tag. Okay, so you need to add these keywords here. Okay, so import, and from which package I need to import? From this package, java dot time dot local date and time. Okay, so this is the class name I'm using here, local date and time, local date and time. Okay, so once that is done, okay, now I need to print. Okay, so I need to print. Okay, so I need to get converted that information. Okay, so it will be present in a form of what is that? Okay, so it will be present in the local date and time object, right? So now that has to be displayed on the browser. Okay, so that I need to convert. Okay, so one second. t dot to string. If I do, okay, so it is going to give me the complete string. Okay, so in the form of a string, it will be giving us. So just I will use this one here, not here, in my JSP file. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I will just declare one more variable after string. So cu current date. Okay, so current date is equal to this date dot to string. Okay, cool. And save this. And I will use an h1 tag. Okay, so I'm going to make use of an h1 tag. Okay, and inside this h1 tag, I'm going to give a title. Okay, so I'm going to mention. Okay, so see current date and time is. Okay, so I'll just give. I will use. Okay, so one more thing here. Okay, so I'm going to make use of one more tag, something like this equal to. Okay, so see, and this code also I will share with you guys. Just copy and paste it. Paste, yeah, close. So completely copy this and paste it in your my first servlet. Okay, cool. So first, and I will just change the insert title here. Okay, so like current dates, your current date, date and time, and then I will save this. Okay, so once this is done, so yeah, so my implementation is done, guys. Okay, so I hope everyone are done till here. Okay, so if you're not writing, just copy and paste it from this page. Cool, cool. So someone is like, okay, so share this my first JSP code. Yeah, that I have shared here, right? Yeah, Shaik, like dependencies has to add under this dependencies tag. Okay, so in your project, open the pom.xml. Okay, so there you can get this dependencies tag. So under this dependencies tag, add those dependency. Huh? Black color, like I didn't get pasted. Will code is in black color. Srinivas, what is the issue? Srinivas, code color in black. I didn't get. Fine. Now what I'm going to do is just I will right click on this project. Okay. So run on server. Okay. So it will give first time this pop-up window. I will select this. Okay. So my localhost tomcat and click on always use this server when running this project. Okay. So what I'm going to do is just right click on this project, run as run on server, select the tomcat and click on this always use this server when running this project and click finish. Okay, so now let us give a request for first my first JSP file. Okay, so to give a request, just what is the file name will be there. Okay, so file name is my first JSP file. So the same thing I'll be giving here and give a request. You can see I got a response, right? Share code, share link. Not able to. Yeah, 1 second. Guys, you can see current date and time is 2023 second, means February 22, and the time is 8 o'clock 9 minutes 1 second millisecond also it is printing. Okay, now I will give one more request. 8 o'clock 9 minutes 32 seconds. Okay, so this is how we got error like this. Like what? Yeah, so failed to start means need to check Tika, Kirtika Ranganathan. I need to check what is the issue. Working fine, sir. Cool. Okay, so Vijay, there is question mark on every folder. Yeah, Prem, he went. I don't know. Like, okay, leave. Welcome.